Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are doing our weekly review of Married at First Sight. I wish I had I'm working on everything. I'm trying to get an introduction right now. That would have been a good introduction. Anyway, moving right along, this is our weekly review. So I watched I think this is episode 5, and I love this episode from the start to the finish. This is the beginning of the honeymoon. So I'm still learning everybody's names. So I have my little cheat sheet in front of me, my little computer. So it's going to help me figure out and talk through each couple, right? All right. So the honeymoon, the episode start off. Everybody is on the first day of their honeymoon. They're, exploring Mexico. It looks so beautiful. Made me definitely want to go, first of all. Oh my God, it was so gorgeous. So my favorite couple right now is Amelia and Bennett. I just love them, like, across the board. I love them from the beginning. From the first review, I said those two freaking belong together. I don't see how they did not meet. I mean, was not dating prior, but I think they are just so cute. How can you hate them? How can you dislike them? Like, they like belong together from another universe. They should have met a long time ago. I love everything about them. Their chemistry, how they are with each other, their interests are like, they're both free spirits. They both come from like-minded families. They how they start their morning off 8 o'clock every morning. They go for a swim. It's still cute that he sleep in a gown and she sleeps in her pajama. It's still cute. Their intimacy is just as natural. Just they need to have sex just to consummate this whole thing. But I love them as a couple. Like, I do. I think their biggest challenge down the line is probably going to be her career. And something else I learned, her mother was a doctor. When she was a kid, her mother was a doctor. So it's just natural that she became a doctor herself. But still, looking at her, you would think something completely different, that a doctor was not something that she would want to do for her profession. But as shows, you can't judge a book by its cover, because I wouldn't have never saw that coming. But her career probably be the biggest hurdle for them in the future. That's my only criticism, would be she came on the show at the wrong time. Like, they were matched perfectly, but she came on the show at the wrong time, because her career is number one, and she's not going to sacrifice her career for her relationship. She already, she's like, I got to travel for med school, and then I have to travel again for my work, and my relationships didn't last because of my, because of her career and all that other stuff. So that may be their biggest hurdle in the future. But if he's flexible enough and they fall in love enough, I believe he probably will follow her to the end of the world. Like, I think so. But going through the episode, they went swimming. They had the couple swim with the other couple, which was adorable. And we'll get to them in a minute. When he said, if it wasn't him, he out here swimming in his drawers, that would have irritated me, because he liked them as well as a couple. He wasn't even tripping. They had a great time when they was with the couples together, and everybody liked them as a couple, and so do I. So I don't think that they really right now have any major issues. It looks like in the next episodes to come, as I said, that her career is going to be the issue, not that their relationship is going to be the issue, because I don't think they're going to have probably a bad relationship. Her career is going to be the issue. But I think they will be able to pass the show, figure things out, and work things out, because, hey, he's going to be married to a doctor, and that's going to be that's going to be his life. He's going to be married to a doctor. So, I mean, doctors' schedule isn't like normal people's schedule. You know what I mean? Their schedule is on call. They're busy, but they're making a lot of money. They have charts. They have this. They have that. So he got to make a heavy sacrifice as the husband of a doctor. You know what I mean? So, but I think their love is going to last forever, and I love them, and I have no complaints. So, matchmakers, y'all did a good job on them. Absolutely. My second favorite couple is Woody and Armani. I just Armani. I just cannot get enough of Woody. Like, I'm so glad that they put him on the show. Like, I'm so glad. I don't know how old Woody is. He must be in his 30s, because I think he's older than his friend. So I give him 30 something. But I adore Woody. Like, he's so sweet. He's so caring. He's so loving and affectionate and funny, and he's the life of the party, and you want him around. You want to enjoy, you enjoy your company when you're with him. You know who to bring if you want to turn up and have a good time. You call Woody. Like, I adore him, and he's just somebody who just wants to be loved, and he looks like at this moment that he's all in, and she looked like she's all in too, and they have just a natural connection and chemistry, and he's just going with the flow, and he's just cute every time. He'd be like, I'm knocking down another barrier, I'm knocking off another notch off her chastity belt. He's just cute. So she need to go ahead and throw him the draws, because she knows she wants to. What you holding out for? Give your husband some of that gush, you know what I mean? Like, consummate this thing, get it over with. Because y'all know y'all want to. Y'all sleeping in the bed together, and y'all kissing and hugging and you're taking showers together. You see what he working with. Girl, how you holding out? Why you holding out? You doing all this other stuff? Girl, go ahead and you have to have the sex. What we waiting on? Because you know you into that man. You care about that man. You want that man. What is it? Just because you afraid? Girl, please. You doing all this other stuff. Go ahead and knock that man off. Give him some so he ain't gonna forget. You know what I mean? But yes, I love them two together, and I love how she is and how cautious she is, and she's really making him step up to the plate, if you know what I mean. Like, really showing who he is before she's giving into the physical part of their relationship, which is awesome. So it's just making her trust him more. They're building a solid foundation, which is great, So again, when they went to 2 excursions, one with the quirky couple in the water, jumping off the cliffs and stuff, and then they went on the boat ride with the other couple. And I'm telling you, he's just a great outgoing individual. So there's nothing that I dislike about him, and I love how he is with his wife. I love how he is with how patient he is, and how he's taking his time to get to know her. He's letting her, pretty much take the lead, and that's how it should be. He's not rushing it, but their natural chemistry is, overflowing, and everybody sees it. That everybody sees how they are with each other. They feed off of each other's energy, which is great. And so I have high hopes for this couple too. Like, I was concerned about her seriousness, but her seriousness came from fear of the unknown. But he has warmed up to him. She has became more comfortable to being with him. So her walls has came completely down, and because of that, she's able to, show who she really is. And I love her personality. I love his personality. And maybe if she was matched with somebody else, it probably wouldn't work. But because of how he is, it's making her be more at ease and be more comfortable and having fun and enjoying life as it should be. So day 1 of honeymoon turned out fantastic. I love this episode 100%. Okay, next couple, Brett and Olivia. Ooh, they were shady. They were shady with Brett and Olivia, right? Because this one was a little bit iffy for me, I wasn't quite sure. I know she was interested in her husband, but I wasn't quite sure how he felt about her. And previously, I didn't watch the matchmaking and the wedding and the bachelor party. I didn't even know that stuff existed until this episode, because as I said before, I didn't watch anything prior to the weddings, right? Didn't watch anything prior to the honeymoons. I just happened to catch the last episode of the wedding when they was leaving for the honeymoon, because I think everything else prior to that is Dolesville. So I didn't know how he was acting at the wedding, right? So they showed a clip of him at the bachelor party, and he was, I guess, maybe flirting with other people, or maybe just being overly friendly with other people. I don't know the backstory, but they just showed a little clip. I said, oh, they shady for that, because that made him look like he was not all in, and he was a player, and they just portrayed him as. So yes, so a boy, the quirky guy, the white boy, was like, he's keeping an eye on her because she seems like she's a good girl who's all in, and he's not, because of how he was at the bachelor party. And it was shocking to me because I didn't see that. So I was like, oh, okay. So she is, to me, very intellectual, right? She reminds me of the girl from the last season who asks all the right questions, but she asks all the right questions at the right time. The girl from the last season was very logical, but she let her marriage go on too long because she was trying to hold on to it, even though her husband, he didn't give nothing. He didn't want to be in that relationship. She just let it go a long time ago. But she finally broke it off with him last season. But she was living in an apartment alone. She, on the other hand, is asking all the right questions now, ahead of time. You know, she's asking about his relationships, his past, his life. Oh, goodness. So yes, I think she is doing everything right now. She's asking all the right questions, and she's trying to find out if his intentions are pure, if he's genuine about being here. You can tell in the next episode they're going to have some kind of conflict, because she's like, this is past the TV show. You're worried about this being a TV show. This is our actual real life. You're still married to me at the end of the day, and you need to step up and be a husband. And she got upset and walked away. So I see that he may be in this for the fun of it, the experience, but he may be disingenuous about actually wanting to be married. His player instincts and his playeristic style may be coming into play soon, especially after they leave the fun side of everything, the honeymoon and the exploring and adventure, and they get back into the real life, and they have to live together and have to be together 24/7 and have to actually deal with each other. Let's see how he lived in. So I really do like her. I think she's genuine, and I think she's in this for the right reasons. Him, on the other hand, he's a little sketchy, so I'm not too sure about him yet. I don't have the greatest feeling about him. He might just be into this thing just for the experience and the fun, and not actually really wanted to be married. Okay, so, but their experience is, what did they do? They went to the workout a little bit on the thing. He burned his hand. That was cute. I like their banter back and forth in the bedroom. The playfulness that they have with each other. I might have would have took offense when he would have called me an animal, but I don't know. That just made me. But sometimes playful too. So I may wouldn't have. But she actually handled that really well. What else they do when they was at the sitting down with all the other couples, and they were talking about they wanted to keep their personal business private. I respect that. You know, that you don't have to spill. You know, everybody's not as open as other couples about their sexual life and their escapades and things like that. They're more reserved. They're more quiet. I think she may calm him a little bit, because she seems a little bit more reserved and family oriented and close knit and all that stuff. That's the kind of vibe she gives off. Him, on the other hand, he seems a little bit more wild boy, a little bit more open. But I think she calms him down a little bit. She reserves him a little bit. She closes him off a little bit. So, and the most shocking, she's not in a rush to have a baby. You don't find too many women who says that they don't want to have children. I actually was one of those women who did not want to have children until she had children. But when I had two, that was it. I knew I didn't want a whole bunch of kids, because I wasn't the one who was shouting on the rooftop that I wanted children in the first place. So she kind of reminds me of myself in that instance, and he seemed a little bit disappointed because he was like, I can have kids at any moment. So they need to have this discussion and have a open discussion with no reservations about that moving forward. Will that be a deal breaker? How bad do he want kids? How bad does she want kids? How long can he go without kids? Because I know being in a relationship with somebody who feels that way can be detrimental. I was in a relationship with somebody who did not have kids. He wanted kids. He knew from the beginning I didn't want to have any more kids. I got my tubes tied at 24 so I could have kids. He thought I was on the patch. 6 months into our relationship, he started asking me why I'm not pregnant yet. I told him I can't have kids. I had my tubes tied. He got upset. We lasted for 4 years together, but by that 4th year, he resented me because he really wanted to have kids. He wanted me to go get my tubes reversed. He wanted to adopt. He wanted to do everything because he wanted a child that bad. I started feeling guilty because I couldn't give him a child because I knew he really wanted one. So I said all that to say, they needs to have an open and honest discussion about that quickly, and put that out on the table early, so there be no secrets and the expectations. Everybody know exactly what to expect going forward, especially in this children department. Will this be a deal breaker? How long can you last in a relationship without children? Will she open up to wanting children? They need to have that discussion, and have the discussion pretty quickly. And the next couple is, what are their names? Henry and Christina. This couple, you know what? We all know that this couple is going to make it. Like, no one's foolish enough to believe that this couple is going to make it. They shouldn't have been matched in the first place. I get the idea of why they matched him, because he's more reserved and she's not. She's more outgoing, and put them together, it'll open him up to bring him into his comfort zone. Yeah, blah blah blah. Opposites sometimes attract, not always, right? So and in this case, opposites did not attract, and I don't know why they put them together in the first place, because they don't belong together. There's no chemistry. There is no romance. They are just on a honeymoon together because they have to be. After this honeymoon together, I don't see them making it, because she's a flight attendant, if I remember correctly. She's going to be zipping through the world and back to her normal life, and I don't even know what he do for a living, but I don't see him as just. He probably would be good at just sitting home and waiting on her hand and foot, and waiting for her to come home from being gone from weeks at a time. It probably would work for them in the future, because she won't have to be around him all the time. But in the sense of making it work, I don't see it. But I find him surprisingly endearing sometimes. Like, the stuff that he do makes me kind of like him, but not for her, just make me like him as a person, because when he talks, he have something to say when he do talk, and when he do talk, he's very intellectual, and you can tell he's probably a very smart individual, but he just don't talk enough, and he's not assertive, and he will take a back seat, and he will get overshadowed because his personality isn't big, and he's not an outgoing individual, and him doing stuff, their wavelengths and their pace is differently. He's a very slow tortoise, and she's not. She's probably the vibrant, talkative, outgoing person in the room, and he would be more in the corner and shy, and that's not a good match for somebody like him. I don't know if he have a disorder, a mental disorder. I'm not saying that he does. I'm just saying sometimes when they're like that, they could have been born with something, cerebral palsy or autism. Autism is a good one. I have a son in there who is autistic, so they like to be more to themselves, and they're more quiet, and you have to find things that they're interested in, so it could be something that he has struggled with, his self-esteem, or how he was raised. I'm not sure how he was raised. He maybe was picked on when he was in high school, in college, or whatever, so he's not very outgoing in that sense, because he was been used to being not on the out front. He shelled himself off because to avoid people picking on him, you know what I mean? But they definitely got them wrong. You like they got them wrong, and but I just find him endearing. I find him like a cute little, somebody you want to protect and pet, but not somebody you want to have sex with. Like you want to comfort him and make sure he's okay, but I don't want him to be my husband because he's not a provider or a protector. You know what I mean? Like my little brother, not my husband. They went to. He's like me in the water thing. I can't swim, so I have my friend Aaliyah. I love her to death. She pushes me to do stuff. Even though I am pretty outgoing myself, I do things myself. But when it comes to water, I'm not that outgoing when it comes to water. That's my only fear. I would jump out of a plane. I would jump off of a cliff. I would parasail. I would skydive. I would do all that crazy stuff. But when it comes to water, since I can't swim, I have a major fear of water, right? So I just think I'm going to die no matter what. And he's like me, like he don't get in water like that because he can't swim. And the fear, people don't understand that when you cannot swim, how scary that is for somebody who can't swim. For people who swims, water is nothing. But people like myself who can't swim, it's a danger for us. We are afraid of that. So and then people are like, you need to learn how to swim. Put your head on the water. No. I'm not. I'm going to die. I have a fear of water. So I'm like, I cannot do water like that. I can get in the water as long as it doesn't, pass about right here. That's about it. You know what I mean? But I said all that to say, they're not going to last. Everybody else sees it. It's hard to watch. I actually fast forwarded their part when they was with the other people. They were being ignored. Everybody else was talking. They was asking about all the other couples. They came to them last because they already knew there's no chemistry there. There's no relationship here. They're just kind of stuck together right now because they are stuck together. But this isn't going to go further. Nobody thinks this relationship's going to last. They don't even believe this relationship's going to last. But I wish them luck, in the future. I do wish them, I'm just going to watch this progress. Even though I know this is going to progress downhill, I'm going to just watch it progress. You know what I mean? So I applaud her for sticking it out this long. I don't see how long. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. But she's about getting there because I could tell by the next episode she's about to snap. You know what I mean? So... yeah, that's Henry and Christina. So, they're not going to last. That's the end of that. And the last couple, I'm going to try to make this quick before my phone die. Last couple is Miles and Karen. Miles and Karen, oh God, I'm feeling a little ways about them. This is another 50-50 couple. The last couple, I'm sure that they're going to break up. Christina and Henry, they're going to break up. Brett and Olivia, they're 50-50 to me. They're 50-50. This couple is another one who's 50-50. Miles and Karen, the other black couple, is 50-50. Why I believe that is because I think she's so hung up on his age. I don't think she's going to be able to, I don't know if she can get past that. She's also another more quiet, reserved kind of person. She's been hurt in the past, and it's taken her a while to, open herself up and warm up to him. I think it's going to take her seeing him outside of the honeymoon, them in their normal life, for her to get comfortable enough to allow herself to be vulnerable and open with him. And that's respected. I don't think at this point during the honeymoon that they're going to have sex. I'm gonna be shocked if they actually have sex in the near future. Like, they might do, but just how the pace is right now, how it's progressing from stranger to my whatever the nickname she give him next, I don't see sex in their future at all. So I think they may end up this may be one of them couples that get stuck in the friend zone and don't know how to get out of the friend zone. But I find him attractive. Her not finding him attractive, I'm actually surprised. I would like to see who she dated in the past. You know what I mean? To see what kind of man she was into in the past, because he's a very handsome, attractive man. You know what I mean? So I would personally be all over him. I would be kissing them little juicy lips of his. I would be all over him personally. I'm like, but she's taking it slow. She's trying to get to know him, but I hope her pace doesn't stop her from actually growing romantic feelings for him. And it was even awkward in the hammock. See, I'm a romantic, right? So in a hammock, I would have been all over him, like kissing his neck. I would have been curling his neck. She slept like damn near on the ground. She was like, okay, I'm gonna put this. I'm close to you, but I'm not that close. Like not that. This was a whole. And he was like, "You gonna come in?" She was like, "Yeah." She said like right on the elbow, like that I can't. I'm a like very open sexually person. Even if the one thing I do, this is just a note about me. If I go on a date with you, even if I don't feel there's no future with you, you will never know. That person will never know. And I do this a lot, and that's why I always get men chasing after me all the time, because they never knew. I would treat them like a king when we're out together. Even in my mind, I will never speak to him again. I will never talk to him again. He would never know on that date. I would treat him like he is the only man for me at that very moment. Oh, you are so wonderful. Laughing all his jokes, flirt with him, kiss him, all that. When I go home, block, block, block. He would never hear from me again. I'm like, so if she would just let herself enjoy him right now and put all the, the seriousness, that's important, but put all the seriousness behind it and just enjoy where you are, enjoy the process right now, because all the seriousness is going to happen very soon when y'all got to combine y'all lives and live together and everything else. I'm like, but right now, just embrace him and let him, be the man right now. You know what I mean? But he was playing. You sucked to hear when you're over 30. It irritates you when a younger person calls you old or a cougar, because that happened to me. Somebody called me old and a cougar and all this other stuff because he was younger than me. Bitch, you don't call somebody who's in their 30 old or cougar. It's bad enough that we're hard enough on ourselves when we get older. For somebody who's 20 to call us old, we ain't that motherfucking old. But but yes, I don't think he grasped that. That is that's hurtful to somebody in their 30s. But if she just needs to speak up a little bit more verbal, and let him know, like the other girl, she was like, if you said it, I'm gonna slap the crap out of you. She need to do that too, so she can let him know, don't say that, because it's irritating to somebody who's over 30. It really is. It's not nice. But then again, overall, I still like them. I like him. I like her. I just don't know if I like them together, if that's making sense. I like him. I just think he's just so cute to me. I like her. I think she's beautiful. I just don't know if they're a good match together. So I hope that overall was a good review of this episode. They went on, the boat ride with the other couple. They had fun. They had good conversation at the restaurant. They did they looked like they were happy. They was getting to know each other, all the right things. She just needs to just allow herself to be more open and vulnerable to him. Outside of that, I don't really have any more to say about this episode. Can't wait to the next episode. We have a little bit more conflict going on. That's what I like to see, the conflict. So that's where we are. I hope you guys enjoy my review of Married at First Sight, season 11, episode 5. And I'll talk to you guys in the next review next week. Bye.